Hello viewers, welcome to the Legal Vlog. My name is Niza Barbara, and tonight we're going to talk about how can the will be validly executed in Uganda. The same we talked about who can write a valid will, and we saw those persons who can write a valid will. Today we are talking about how can the will be validly executed. The will can only be validly executed when it is executed in line with the law of succession, or in line with the Succession Act. So the law says that the testator, or that person making the will, shall sign or affix his or her mark to the will, or it shall be signed by some other person in his or her presence and by his or her direction. So if at all you want to make a will and you're like maybe you cannot sign, maybe you feel like someone else can sign for you, you are at free will to choose someone who is gonna sign for you that will. By the moment you do so, it must be by your direction. The other person must sign that will because you told him or her to sign on it. So you, as a person making the will, you must sign on the will, on your will, and according to the new amendment, you must put your address. You must sign on each and every page of the will. Yes, so after you drafting the will and finishing everything, you must sign on it. You must sign on every page of the will. The reason of signing on every page is that someone else might come and fix a new page which was not part of your will. So in Uganda, the courts or the authorities want to get away from the issue of fraud. That's why everyone writing a will must sign on each and every page. Yes, so the signature or the marker of the testator shall be so placed that it shall appear that it was intended to give effect to the writings as in the will. So if you're signing on your will, let me say you've written your will and you sign here in the middle and you don't sign at the end of the writings, it means that you did not intend to give this will a legal effect. So if you're writing a will, write your will like in a normal way, finish all the documents, all the pages, then sign on it at the end. Show that your intention was to make the will. Don't sign in the middle and you don't sign in the what? At the end. Yes, yeah. So when you're signing the will, make sure that what you're signing at the time of your death, people will get to know that indeed you made this will. Yes. So, and another thing is that the will shall be attested to by 2 or more witnesses, each of whom must have seen the testator sign or have received from the testator a personal acknowledgement of his or her signature, and each witness must sign in the presence of the testator. So here we are saying after you've drafted your will and you have signed, but we have to have witnesses. Those are the people who are going to attest or prove that you indeed made a will. So the moment you sign, they must sign in your presence. Those are 2 or 3, 2 or more. Yes, they must sign in your presence, and they do not need to see what you've put inside your will. What they need to see is that they saw you signing a will. They do not need to know what is inside your will. What they need to know is that you made a will and signed that will in their presence. And them as well, they have to sign that will in your presence. Yes, those 2 witnesses or 3, whatever number you choose, but they have to be from 2, 3 and above, 2 and above basically. And when after the witnesses also have to sign on each and every page of the will. They have to include their location, their names, address, and so on in that same will.